A young man claims he was brainwashed by his psychiatrist to kill her ex-boyfriend. The 24-year-old says he was thrust into the middle of a bad breakup. Tomorrow on 48 Hours, he speaks out for the first time to Peter Van Sant about the bizarre attempted murder.
Jake Nolan readily admits he walked into a New York City high-rise on November 12, 2012, with murder on his mind.
I planned on killing Michael Weiss.
Dr. Michael Weiss is a psychiatrist. Inside Jake's duffel bag, a knife and a large sledgehammer that he used in the attack. And that's just the beginning of this bizarre tale. Jake's attorney, Roger Stavis.
This is not a whodunit. He did what he was accused of doing. But the big question was, why? I saw Jake Nolan brainwashed by Dr. Pamela Buchbinder.
Dr. Buchbinder is another psychiatrist and Jake's cousin. She and Dr. Weiss were battling over custody of their son.
They hated each other, and in turn she made me hate him.
Jake says Dr. Buchbinder manipulated him to kill by filling his head with horror stories about her ex.
By the end of this manipulation by Dr. Buchbinder, Jake Nolan had become weaponized.
Psychiatrist Dr. Sasha Bardet evaluated Jake for the defense. He says Jake was vulnerable because he is mentally ill, suffering from bipolar and other disorders.
He's a mess. He's such a prisoner of his own mind, he can't get anywhere in life.
And Dr. Buchbinder knew it because she was treating him.
And she morphed me into whatever she wanted me to be, and I obeyed, just like a puppet.
Dr. Buchbinder has not been charged with any crime. In court papers, she calls the claims against her utterly baseless and states, "I never asked Mr. Nolan to attack or harm Mr. Weiss."
You can't deny the footage that shows her in Home Depot buying a sledgehammer.
This surveillance footage shows Dr. Buchbinder with Jake, paying for that sledgehammer the night before the attack. And after stabbing Dr. Weiss and being wounded in the struggle, Jake picked up his cell phone, took this bloody selfie, and sent it to her. What is going through your mind when you took this picture?
That I let down Pamela.
Wow, this is riveting.
Yes.
Can't make it up, guys.
So why did Jake take the selfie at the crime scene?
That's a really good question. He told me in the course of the interview that he was essentially reporting back to Pamela Buchbinder to say, what next? What do I do now? Because he says there was no exit strategy. We know he sent the selfie, but we don't know if she received it, and she never responded to that selfie.
I'm still stuck, Peter, on your cousin is your psychiatrist. What could go wrong there? Honestly, I've never heard anything like that.
I hadn't either. This was a live-in relationship. She was
They were living together?
They were living together at her apartment. Jake claims in the morning she'd oftentimes come into his bed. And another psychiatrist who was hired by the defense claims this is completely unethical.
And she bought a sledgehammer the night before the attack.
She's the one on tape buying the sledgehammer that is found at the crime scene, but she says she had nothing to do with the crime.
But why has she's not been charged with anything?
She has not been charged with any crime. The New York Police Department says this is an ongoing investigation, but they won't even say whether she's a suspect.
What about her medical license?
She's still practicing today.
Why did she buy that sledgehammer, Peter?
That is a question we asked her attorneys, and guess what?
She needed one around the house.
Answer that question.
I know, yes. Wow. All right.
You have to
It's
watch.
a doozy, yes.
You have to watch.
It's a very good
to
tease.
find out the answer, Gail. And
You're
you
right.
can see Peter's full report.
You're right.
The psychiatrist and the selfie on 48 Hours tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central. That's right here on CBS.